You're unlike any other woman on this planet.
That's what I love about you. Your passion for virtue is killer. Why are we always fighting?
We're not.
Yes.
Not always.
Ever since the thing?
You think we have a woman who's lost touch with reality, and this is a recurring problem.
Hi, my name is Amy Cassandra Martinez with Hollywood First Look, and today I'm chatting with AIDAN Bristow, who plays Lucas in The Believer. Now, AIDAN, I have to tell you that this was stressful, this was terrifying, just all the wonderful feelings that I love to get when I'm watching a movie like this, but I need to know, what was it about Lucas that made you say, heck yes, I need to do this role?
Yeah, so it's Lucas is really the credit of the brilliance of Sean Seraphin, our writer and director. He has a background writing for James Patterson as a ghostwriter. And so he's really good with thrillers in general. And so me and him were just in my dining room a few years back, and we're thinking of a creative project we could put together pretty cheaply and just have a chance to work with one another. And so I kind of developed it with Sean, I guess, just through a bit of conversations initially. And then Sean has worked with me quite a bit in the past. He's directed me in one of my first features. He's directed me in a bunch of plays. So I think he just knew what my strengths were. And so I had the good fortune of having someone really talented kind of write something that played to my strengths. So that was kind of the process.
As someone who loves watching actors just like do their thing, what were some moments, without spoilers again, that you absolutely love to do on camera? Things that you're like, oh my goodness, I haven't done this before. This was a joy.
There's a scene where I've been injected with something. We'll leave it at that. We see a glimpse of that in the trailer. And there's a physicality to that of not having complete control over my entire body, but still struggling to escape. And so that was a cool physical element I got to play with on that day, and trying to tap into the reality of someone who's desperate to survive and desperate to escape, but also layer on the effects of having a tranquilizer in your system and trying to fight through that. So I'd never done anything like that, and it was a lot of fun to work with Sean during that too, where he would see bits of me struggling, but maybe having too much physical control. And so he would tell me to scale it back some more, or try to be more tired and more physically fatigued. And so just playing with that and trying to get that just right was a lot of fun.
It's like she's been insane since the dawn of man.
You're up against a fanatic of a woman who is no longer warm to you, and you think she might hurt you. There's something you're afraid of that you're not telling me, because you're not telling yourself.
This isn't about ghosts. This is about something more powerful.
I'm leaving this house for good.
No.
Move.
No.
I'll call the cops and tell them they can beat on me.
Hey!
So what's cool about, I think, Lucas in our story is that he's kind of the eyes of the audience. And so there's a lot of great actors who've done that, obviously, over the years in various genres. I think the idea is that you want to be relatable enough to like a mass audience, so that as crazy as things get within the story, you can still gravitate towards that character and be like, oh, okay, if I was this person, what would my choices be? Oh, it might be like what he's doing, and you can really relate to that. And so actors who've done that really well, I think like the Transformer movies, it's not a complete different genre, but I think that's a really good example of like having something crazy like talking robots occurring, but they always have really great actors in those movies that, like, as crazy as that is, it's like, oh, I can always look to that person and feel grounded in that world. So I think that series does a great job of that. Other movies that that's happened in that I've liked, I think, I think Chris Nolan does that. He has like really big scale films, but always has really grounded characters. So in like Tenet, I think Washington does that really well. Like everything's like really new to him in this crazy universe, but we can always like go back to him and relate to him. So the last movie I saw that I felt that way was probably Tenet, and I thought Washington killed it in that respect.
How do you want everyone watching this film to experience this movie? I mean, I always think like, okay, do people want us to like sit on our couch and grab popcorn? Is it kind of like a salty kind of movie, like, where you want to have a salty kind of treat? Or it's like, hey, put all the food away. You need to invest all your time because this is going to be a lot. What is this kind of experience?
I think it's the latter of the two that you described. I think our movie seems to really do well with people who like to guess and try to come up with theories as they're going along with what's going on in the film. And I think our film does a really excellent job at that. It's like after the first act, you kind of think you've got it all figured out, and then slowly, little elements pop in that makes you question possible theories that you've had in the first act. And so if you love films where it keeps you guessing and love films with great surprises and twists, especially in the third act, I think our film will be a really enjoyable experience for you. So yeah, no distractions, I would say. I'd say you'd have to be focused and being present and focused during the entire thing, and especially pay attention in the first 20 or 30 minutes, because there's a lot being said and is going on during that period that will come back up in the third act. And then again, that's the brilliance of Sean. Sean's an incredibly talented writer, and he did a really good job of laying a cool foundation in the beginning of the film, very subtly, that when you get to the end of the film, you get all those references that were occurring.
Thank you so much for chatting with me, Aidan. The Believer is now available on video on demand. I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez with Hollywood First Look.
Tell me what happened here.
Are you sure it's dead?
It's not solvable.
Did you see it dead?
My child were evil. Would you kill it?